Don't Waste This Podcast is a completely independent podcast. It was written, recorded, edited, and produced by me, Amanda. It would mean the world to me if you would like and subscribe and share this with your friends if you think that they would like this podcast. And if you want more access to ad-free content, you can head over to my Patreon and get access to every episode ad-free, in addition to another 6 hours of unedited and unfiltered interviews from this season. Last episode, I introduced you to a woman named Chelsea. She went viral on TikTok after posting a video many deemed insensitive in the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
We booked a mountain vacation, not knowing that a hurricane was going to come and destroy the little town that we're supposed to be going to, and we cannot be refunded.
And as you can imagine, the rest of TikTok was not happy about this video.
Oh, girl, no. I know why you turned off your duets and stitches. I get $2,500 is a lot of money, but I mean, this is giving super apathetic when people literally lost their lives.
Her stitches are off. I've seen a couple of people respond to this, and I don't know how to say this kindly. Your vacation doesn't matter. I'm so sorry, but nothing's going to be the same. You're right. Nothing is going to be the same there for a very long time. The towns that we love to vacation in are gone. Your favorite attractions are gone. The people that own that house might be gone. The roads are gone. The bridges are gone. Hospitals, grocery stores, food. There's no water. Call your parents and tell them to stay home. And maybe you should too. And I'm glad you're in North Carolina, but I don't think you're from here. Doesn't seem like it to me.
I'm glad that with everything going on, you realized what's the number one priority. It's not the fact that people lost everything, that they are still looking for people. People are actually missing. People have no food, they have no shelter, they have no internet. I'm glad that you realize what's really important here. Who's going to call you back about that vacation? And are you being refunded? In moments like these, we need to stay focused. And all of our attention shouldn't be on those who are in need. It should be on you because you planned this vacation and darn it, you deserve to take it. With all that being said, I get it. You probably go on one vacation a year, you save up your money, you're hoping that it's going to be perfect, a natural disaster hits, and your plans don't go according to plan. But there are people who are in worse shape than you. Now is the time to show some empathy for somebody who is struggling. These people lost everything, so many of them. But your vacation is ruined?
These are just a few of the well-meaning individuals who stitched Chelsea's original TikTok to give their comments on what they believe was an insensitive video made by her. These women didn't know her, but as people on the internet continued to give their comments on the viral video, individuals that did know Chelsea in real life began to find it, and they had a lot to say as well. That is what we will dive into on this episode. I'm Amanda, and you are listening to Don't Waste This Effing Podcast Season 2, Hurricane Chelsea.
It went viral, but it went viral in a really negative way. People took it as I was being ugly or rude or entitled, but that's not at all what was happening. I was just explaining a situation on booking a vacation that I wasn't going to be able to go on. And we didn't realize how bad it was in Western North Carolina when the video was made.
This is from a conversation I had with Chelsea. And I do have to give her the fact that when she initially posted her video, it's very unlikely that she knew the extent of the damage brought by Hurricane Helene. Like you heard in the first episode, being that power was wiped out for days leading up to the major flooding as well as for days after the flood, it began coming out how bad the destruction was about 5 days after the storm really hit. So when Chelsea posted this video, she and almost everyone else probably didn't know just how bad it was. And it just seems like Chelsea feels like she was very misunderstood by the audience who found her video.
So it was mainly I was having issues with the rental companies and Airbnb themselves, not the people affected. I never once said anything negative or hurtful about the people affected, but people took it that way. I think it was timing. It was all it was very bad timing, and I completely understand why it got misconstrued as the way that it did. So lessons have definitely been learned in that regard. of that video because, like I said, like Eastern North Carolina had no idea how bad it was at the time I made it. I got on there and had no idea it was going to go viral, and I was just speaking about my frustration with the rental company.
So, this is Chelsea's comments now, almost a year after the video went viral initially. However, this is not how Chelsea acted at the time it was going viral. According to the Daily Mail story written about the incident, she seemed to act flippant, posting selfies with captions like, "Managed to piss off the internet today." So that might have been one of the reasons that people kept talking about her and her video. But there's another reason, and that's where this story gets interesting.
Next thing you know, I'm making video after video for weeks on end, defending myself, saying, no, she needs to touch grass. She needs to get back to some sort of reality because of her mentality is just awful. She wanted to go on vacation. She didn't care. And these people are still suffering, a year later from Helene. So, and that's when everybody else reached out and started telling me about their, encounters with her.
This is Melanie. She doesn't know Chelsea. She just came across her video just like many others did.
The hurricane hit, and everybody was flooded with the devastation and all of those videos, and I just found her video, so I screen recorded the video because once they started eating her up in the comments, I was like, she's gonna delete this video. I'm like, no, we need to bring back shame. That was 2024, this is 2024, we need to bring back shame. You dug this hole and you earned it. If you care so very little about humanity that all you care about is going on your damn vacation, then I don't feel sorry for you at all, not in one little bit.
Melanie is originally from the South, although she lived halfway across the country when Hurricane Helene hit. She was so engulfed with the destruction left by Hurricane Helene. Originally, she was just doing advocacy for hurricane victims online when she came across Chelsea's video.
I was crying. I was crying and running lives daily, showing all the missing victims. And I said, I will be here. And I was there, running lives until every single one was brought home that they could find.
But what's funny is once commenters found the screen recording Melanie posted to her account, TikTokers began going after Melanie, thinking she was the person in the video.
We look very similar and we're both Southern. And that's literally all it was. We both have brown hair, we both have an accent. And I'm from South Carolina and she's from North Carolina. And when I posted it, I only posted her with no context. I didn't say anything. I just left the video up and let people take off with it. And they did. And they started cussing me out.
I just think this part of the story is so funny because it's so typical of internet controversies. One minute, people were at a random woman's throat because they were offended by a video she posted online that wasn't of her. But as soon as they realized it wasn't her in the video, they began confiding in her, and Melanie became a point person of sorts for people coming out of the woodworks online who had been wronged by Chelsea in the past.
And then the next thing you know is when I started getting DM after DM, which I switched over to Facebook so we could have these kind of conversations. And, the lady she opened a business with came in and talked about, all the things she did to her. And then several other people came in and said that she ran this Facebook page and that she would make orders for people. I think she was doing furniture or something. She had a shirt business at one time, all this stuff. And then she just blocked them on Facebook and take their money. I'm like, well,
Yeah, and I just have to underline how funny and fascinating and just how deeply reminiscent of internet culture it is that Melanie was sitting in her home, deeply affected by Hurricane Helene in the aftermath. And then all of a sudden, she's wrapped up in this controversy involving an insensitive video that somebody made related to that hurricane. And now she's acting as a private investigator of sorts, interviewing people who had run ins with Chelsea in the past and allowing them to share their story.
So I said I wasn't going to make a comment, but I think it needs to be known that Chelsea Russell, stay salty, is a member of our community. And she ended up running a boutique a few years back in the very small town of Burgaw. Was known to not fulfill people's orders. She scammed countless community members in surrounding areas out of their money by not fulfilling orders. After her business venture with her boutique, she ended up closing down, sold all of her stuff on Facebook Live. Those people never got their stuff. She then went on to start a furniture flipping business. and people never got their stuff back. People were taking her their own furniture, their own stuff, and she never gave it back. She's known to steal people's ideas. She's a girl that I went to high school with said that she stole her business logo and sold it as a decal. I mean, she's a heartless person to begin with. So am I surprised she said what she said? No. Am I baffled by it? Yes, because girl, how dare you? The audacity. The audacity. She lived here during Hurricane Florence, and as many of you know, Hurricane Florence completely devastated our area. I mean, it was a complete disaster. And then you look at what's going on in Asheville and surrounding areas, Western North Carolina, and it is nothing compared to what's going on there. Nothing. I mean, the fact that she had the audacity to go online on a very public platform and complain about a vacation and not getting refunded when she never, ever, ever refunded anybody their money after scamming them out of their money. It's insane. Girl. Like, are you bored? You gotta be, because, I mean, negative attention is still attention. I get that. But Suge, something has got to be wrong in your noggin, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. Where's our money? I mean, come on. I don't know how this girl don't already have a lawsuit on her hands, because she has scammed, like I said, so many people. And she's out here worried about a vacation that she can't take because her Airbnb is flooded. Girl, those people got bigger fish to fry than your vacation money. Period. I mean, there's linemen sleeping in their trucks. They're finding DWTFPs washed up in the roads. Like, people are gone, probably never to be seen again. There's people out there who can't even find the BODIS of their loved ones. They don't know if they're DEAD or alive. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't feel sorry for her. I hope y'all bully the heck out of her, truly, because she deserves it. She just does, because how dare you? How dare you? The audacity is unreal. Unfathomable. I mean, I just don't get it. Jesus help her.
This is the other big reason that the story didn't go away. Had the video just gone viral, it would have blown over in a few days, even if Chelsea didn't apologize or if she fanned the flames by joking about it. But the reason this story has staying power and continues to have staying power, hence why I'm able to do an entire season about this story, is because people from Chelsea's life began coming out and commenting on past experiences they had with her, like in the video you just heard from a woman named Kenzie. You'll hear from her later in the season. But Kenzie wasn't the only person with a story to tell. And something that's so funny about all of this is initially, these people were reaching out to Melanie to tell their stories, who again had no connection to this story besides coming across Chelsea's TikTok video, reposting it, and people confusing Melanie with Chelsea.
I felt even more confident in my decision to leave the video up, because she did contact me and said, "Hey, you don't know the whole story. Will you take this down?" I was like, "No, I do know. I know that you thought this is a good idea to put this on social media." And then the crowd went wild. And, bring back shame.
So you may be thinking, what could Chelsea have possibly done to make people go nuts over an insensitive viral video? It's true that Chelsea has never been formally charged with a crime, at least according to publicly available records, and the video itself wasn't criminal. Well, as someone who's been investigating this story for over 6 months at this point, I'll give you a peek inside of what I think happened, what made this spiral out of control. When I was speaking to Chelsea, I noticed that she speaks in third person or as if she's removed from the situation. And that seems to be a pattern of hers. Even in situations that she caused, like a video that she chose to post that went viral, she acts like a victim or like she's somehow removed from the incident.
With this going viral and the negativity spiraling about a hurricane versus bringing up old trauma from 7 years ago, my family and I came to the conclusion that it was best just to stay quiet because you're not going to make everybody happy. It doesn't matter if you've been over backwards, just to hear them out, to try to understand, to try to make it better, to please them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They've already made their minds up about me as a person. Okay. So you can hand them the absolute world and it's not going to be good enough. They're still going to have a problem. And I just figured leave it alone. Leave it alone. Be quiet. Carry on. It'll blow over. And it will. And for some reason, I don't even know why all of this is getting brought up now. It's kind of it's weird. It's just a weird land to be in because you go through life overcoming situations and you have goals that you want to meet and you're doing great and then something's always following you because people don't know how to let go. And this is one of those things, the not so much the hurricane video or the business, it's just a small group of people that can't stand me that are always just going to follow along in a little red wagon.
This is again from my conversation with Chelsea in preparation for this season. If this is how she responds to everyone from her past that she may have wronged or just had a bad interaction with, acting like she is removed from situations that she either caused or actively played a role in and doesn't apologize. And for what it's worth, I asked her multiple times if she wanted to apologize for the viral video. She did not. But if that's how all of Chelsea's interactions have gone in her life, or many of them, I'm not surprised that so many people contacted Melanie about her after her viral video, and that local Facebook groups blew up when speaking about her. I think I speak for many who have come into contact with Chelsea in the past and felt like she wronged them, and that it just seems kind of unsettling to have this unresolved conflict and then have her play the victim. But importantly, this is not always the way that Chelsea handles conflicts. She can also be quite hostile.
I should have been a freaking private investigator. Anyway, don't think for one fucking second that you're about to call me, text me, pop up in my inbox, wanting to do a story on me for a fucking hurricane video that went viral last year, mind you. And don't think for one second that you're about to pop up in my inbox and ask to do a story time on me for a boutique that I ran back in 2018 and ran it until 2020 when the lady that I opened it with walked out. Okay? Walked the fuck out, caused chaos. I filed bankruptcy, and my life spiraled out of control in my mid-20s, okay? Do not think for one second that you are about to do a podcast story time shit talking series on my life because you want to know something? I know my truth. I know my story, and I have nothing to fucking hide, okay? My record is crystal motherfucking clear. So if you want to know something, look it up or fucking ask me because I'll tell you. But the disgusting behavior of fucking humans that want to get on the fucking internet and shit talk people is mind blowing to me. Mind blowing that you are so miserable with your life, okay? That you are fascinated with mine. And don't worry, sweetheart, I already put the pieces together. You jumped in my inbox and I went on a motherfucking manhunt. I know exactly who has reached out to you. Another creator on this app and my ex-husband, Nicholas Elijah Parker. Because you just don't know when to stop. But did you tell them you have restraining orders against you? Did you show them the proof? Did you tell them about the domestic violence protection order that I had against you? Or no, do you just want this all to be about me and my past of how I filed bankruptcy at 27 years old? Don't do motherfucking drama, but I am going to address all of this because you know what? People that like to talk shit about people on the internet are going to twist words however they see fit to stir a pot and to get interaction and views so they can get paid for it. But I don't have to twist words. All I have to do is tell my motherfucking story. And apparently it's interesting, which is mind blowing to me because I'm just a human. I'm not that much of an interesting human at that, guys. Everybody has a past, everybody has a story. So why the fuck you would send somebody to do a true crime podcast? And I don't fit into true crime because I'm not a fucking criminal. Check your motherfucking selves.
This is clipped from a video Chelsea posted right after I reached out to her on TikTok and asked her for a comment for the upcoming season. She was actually very nice and respectful on the call, as you've heard in this podcast, but I did not expect that she would be, given how angry she seemed in this video. And I can't help but wonder if this is how others in her life feel when dealing with her.
I felt like everyone wanted to be heard, and they, and rightfully so, especially the lady who opened a business with her. Like, she's on my Facebook. I have kept these people. I like their pictures. I'll randomly ask how they're doing. Like, we've developed a kinship through this chaos. So if anything came out of it, I got a couple of people that, we share life stories and everything. Nothing negative ended up coming out on me. It was just the constant comments and constantly having to do videos to explain this wasn't me for the next person that showed up that hadn't caught up yet. But the internet's a dangerous place. You have to be really careful who you talk to, who you mess with, how you talk, what you talk about, things like that. And this woman's just out here willy-nilly and not caring. And one day she's going to do this to the wrong person.
So, because of this pattern of behavior and all of these unresolved conflicts, and the interesting nature in which they came about being disclosed on the internet in response to a viral video about a hurricane and a failed vacation, that's what makes this story have teeth, in my opinion. But that will be for you to decide as we continue to unfold this story, which we'll start unpacking next week. Thanks again for listening to Don't Waste the Effing podcast. If you'd like to join the conversation online, please join the podcast Facebook group or follow my Instagram account for more updates on the story. If you want more content related to the story and free episodes, subscribe to my Patreon. This podcast is completely independent. It was written, recorded, edited, and produced by me, Amanda. If you could help me out by liking, subscribing, and leaving 5 stars in the review, that would mean the world to me. Thank you to my friends and family for the continued support in helping put out this podcast, particularly my parents, my grandma, my siblings Alex and Zach, and my friends Kate, Will, Joe, Morgan, Katie, Dalton, and Justin, as well as Vero, Alex, and Chloe, for always responding to the texts and listening to a million iterations of the season before I press publish. These thoughts and opinions expressed throughout the season are those of the subjects interviewed and do not necessarily reflect the views of me, the podcast, or its affiliates. I reached out to Chelsea Russell, the subject of this season, with the allegations made about her accusers, and her comments on those allegations will be featured throughout the season. Resources and sources for the show will be linked in the show notes. If you have a story that you would like for me to cover, or would like help with editing, producing, and starting your own podcast, please email me. My email is in the description below.